Hey, this is Brian Bradley. I'm the publisher of Kingdom Comics. For this month's episode of The Kingdom is Here, we are going back out on location at Chicago Wizard World. So stay tuned. We're going to show you some highlights and some interviews coming up. Let's do this. Okay, for the first interview we're going to do, I'm going to speak with Nigel Carrington.
Yes.
This is a brother who's also here at the convention this weekend. He's got his own book.
Yep.
He's got some incredible artwork. You see some of his artwork. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff on the table.
Thank you.
So, how has the convention been for you?
The convention's been really good for me, and also, I built a lot of connections. I was able to sell some more of my artwork, and get myself out there as an artist and get feedback from the fans and all that stuff. So it's been a good convention.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Okay. What made you decide to come to Wizard World?
Because I grew up on Wizard magazine, right? Reading Wizard magazine when I was younger. Always wanted to come to a Wizard World con, and this, I was invited by a friend, who was telling me that, it's a good show, to come to. 'Cause I do a lot of smaller shows, right? He said, well, this will be a good show to get more exposure, build more connections, build your fan base a little bigger. So, voila, just came out and, yeah.
So this is your first Wizard World then?
This is my first Wizard World Con.
Have you done other conventions in the past?
Yeah, I did a lot of smaller shows. I did the Big Apple Con in New York City. Right, that was the biggest one I did beside Wizard World. And I also did the New York City Comic Con in the summertime, the Javits Center show in the summertime. I never did the one in October, which is the really big one.
Yeah.
I did the sister con to that one. A couple years ago. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about this particular comic book called The Guardians?
All right. So The Guardians is a book about angels and demons. It explores a group of angels, which is Michael, right? Which is Angel Michael. It have the angel Gabriel in there too as well.
Nice.
Right. Gabriel and URL. Right, and also there's an angel by the name of Braun that I put in there. He's like the muscle in the group. So it's kind of like a Thundercats meet Ninja Turtles almost, right, with a heavenly feel to it. And it also encompass like kind of like Game of Thrones with 10 Commandments almost, saying, with the type of action and stuff going on in it and stuff like that. It's a really good read. Very, very good read. I wanted to work on it ever since I was younger, and I always had this idea about angels and how angels look. And every time I see angels, I saw them as being very fierce and powerful with big swords in their hands and stuff like that. And I never saw a book that brought that out. And I know it had a book like that in the 80s or 90s or something like that, which was Archangel, right? But I have a different look at angels. I see them more as fierce looking birds, what I'm saying, and stuff like that, so that's how I came up with that book,
Okay.
Guardians, yeah.
And some of these other...
I have other books too, which this book here encompasses African folklore. It's about the Nancy, which is African folklore, and it's also have to do with where I'm from, Trinidad and Tobago. Right, it's a young man that he connects with his grandfather, and he turns into the Nancy Spider God.
All right. Where can viewers find your website or your work? Do you have a website?
All right. You guys can find me on starskillscomics.com. That's STARR, similar to my last name, right? 2 R's, and then SKILLS. Starskillscomics.com.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nigel. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Yeah,
I can't. What is it?
Nigel.
I'm sorry. I'm
Nigel.
reading it and then I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
Nigel.
It's a common mistake. Yeah.
Okay. Nigel. Thank you very much, bro. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, up next we have Darrell Damper. He is also here at the convention, and I am going to ask him a few questions. He is the artist, writer of High Top, which is a very interesting character. I'm going to let him tell the readers and the listeners a little bit about this character and what inspired him to create this character. So Darrell, tell us a little bit about High Top.
How you guys doing? Yeah, it's my original character, High Top. His name is Anthony Shaviv. I came up with the concept around 2016 when I was still in school, and we had to do our final project was to create a comic book cover. So I came up with the character High Top, and I've been drawing them and trying to refine them ever since.
So how has the show gone for you? I mean, we're about to wrap it up. How was it for you?
It was good. I sold about the whole weekend. I think I sold about 12 copies of.
Okay.
So, and what the concept behind High Top is, he inherited these gauntlets from his grandpa. He didn't know that his grandpa used to be a superhero in the 70s. So High Top is set in the 90s, and his grandpa used to be a crime fighter in the 60s and 70s. So his grandpa dies. So now he's get these gauntlets, and now he's like, okay, I have these powers. So now what? What am I doing with these powers?
So this is the first issue?
This is the second issue. This is the first one. This is part 1 and part 2. The Past Comes Knocking, part 1. And The Past Comes Knocking, part 2.
Is it a ongoing series, or are you just
is.
going to do a certain amount?
It's ongoing. I'm going to do, with this storyline, is going to be 9 issues, and then from there, there's going to be different stories. But this particular story here is going to be a 9-issue series.
Okay. Let's get a little bit more of the artwork there, just a little bit. So have you done other conventions in the past?
This is actually my very first Comic-Con.
Okay, nice. Nice. So do you have any others planned? I mean, if you like the experience, are you going to continue on doing conventions?
Yeah, I'll probably do the one next year, Fan Expo, so I plan on doing that next year.
Okay, very nice.
And whatever is close to Illinois, if I can get to one in Missouri or Michigan, I can probably go to those too. So.
Okay, and lastly, I wanted to ask, how can people find you or find these comics? Do you have a website or a way that they can go online?
The digital versions are available on Amazon, and the physical copies on my website, fourthsundesigns.com, with the number 4, not spelled out, just number 4.
Okay. All right, well, it was a pleasure meeting you. We talked a little bit earlier in the convention, and, keep up the good work, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, guys, and stay motivated for your fellow artists and future artists out there. Stay motivated. You can do it. So.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Darrell.
I appreciate you.
That concludes this year's Wizard World Convention. It also concludes this episode of The Kingdom is Here. Actually, we had a very good time. It's always a blessing to be able to meet people and distributing our comic books, and that's what we did, and we did it successfully as usual. So, until next time, The Kingdom is Here.